Good morning, live from Chicago, my hometown. I am Tim Healey, the managing editor for thetruthaboutcars.com. We are coming at you live from the 2019 Chicago Auto Show. We are standing next to the all-new Land Rover Range Rover Evoque. Initial hot take, looks a lot like the old vehicle. Evolutionary update as opposed to revolutionary. However, the roofline is a little bit less chopped. And I think this is a better looking vehicle than what it was before. I like the rounded off taillights. I like the sporty stance. I think it looks much better than what came before. So I think Jaguar's heading in the right direction. Jaguar Land Rover, excuse me, is heading in the right direction with this one. I like these wheels especially. I think they really look really cool. We're going to just do a quick walk around here, check them out, check out the Evoque, which, like I said, has not changed a ton, but the differences are noticeable, particularly up close. Unfortunately, we can't do an interior because this one is locked. And there is one over behind me, but people are crawling inside it, so I'm not sure we'll get a chance to. We're going to wander over and see if we can sneak in, but it's quite popular.
That's what I'm saying. It's totally different.
The interior definitely is updated with the in-dash integrated tablet sort of style infotainment screen.
Coming back. Don't worry.
You can't see it without the vehicle running, but I'm pretty sure that right below the main infotainment screen is another set of animated controls for the heating, air conditioning, and cooling systems. So if you were to turn that on, you would see all sorts of graphics and animations, but I don't believe the key is anywhere near the car. Or what I really should say is crossover, not car. But that is the all-new Evoque, which is one of the highlights of a fairly newsworthy Chicago Auto Show. Years past, the show was pretty light on news, but we've got 5 or 6 cars to talk about today, and this is the very first one we're going to hit. And then we're going to wander over, in addition to new cars, there are 2 longtime iconic nameplates marking a major anniversary. We're going to check those out as well. One of those will be the Acura NSX, which we'll see next, and then stay tuned for the 30th anniversary Mazda Miata later on. And with that, let's go take a look at Acura. Just across the way here. For those who've never been to the Chicago Auto Show before, this part of the exhibit is sort of a mishmash of OEMs and aftermarket. And the Chicago Tribune and the Illinois State Police love to have exhibits as well. So we're going to kind of wander through that area as we get towards Acura. And we're going to make a left turn here and go past all this sort of law enforcement type stuff, and then make our way down to see the old and new NSX.
Oh no, you come over here. Thank you. I almost jumped back.
Check out the old cop car here. It's pretty cool looking. Way back in the day. I couldn't even tell you what model year that would be. Late 50s, I'm guessing. And come tomorrow, this food court will be jumping with overpriced meals once the public day is open. But for now, it's nice and quiet. And we're coming up upon Acura, and I can see it already. The original NSX, which is parked right next to the present day model. So I've never driven either one of these vehicles, which is a little bit embarrassing considering how long I've been a car guy, but never had the opportunity to. I would love to drive both the old NSX and the new one, and maybe back to back. That'd be pretty cool. As you can see, the style's changed a bunch over the years, but not too much. Still have kind of the overall elements of your two-door exotic sports car. Although, as you guys know, the all-new NSX is much different powertrain-wise. Excuse me. So that represents 30 years worth of difference. As you can see, it's a big difference. Just one obvious thing: there's no navigation system in the old NSX. This is a 91, but we're saying 30 years because it was unveiled in 1989 at the auto show. Because obviously, it takes a year or two sometimes from the unveiling to the actual launch. Still one of my favorite cars, the old NSX, and don't see them on the roads too often anymore for obvious reasons, but when I do, I take notice. And we're gonna move on from sports cars to pickup trucks. That's the next stop, is Ford and then Ram. So let's take a wander over there. Check out the new Ford Super Duty. I'm gonna sneak past Genesis and Maserati as we do. Neither one of these brands made any news at this show. So we're moving from luxury cars towards expensive pickup trucks for the working man. Or really, the working man's fleet, his boss. It's kind of a tangled mess of trucks. We're gonna cut right across and see the Super Duty sign right in front of us here. We're gonna head in that direction. And we're going to try not to trip on any tables as I set up for the charity preview later tonight. So there it is. There's your Super Duty. Straight ahead. And to the right. So the question is this truck more your speed, or is the heavy-duty Ram what you're into? Or as we'll see later today in our next video, maybe the heavy-duty Chevy Silverado, which was not unveiled at the show. It was actually unveiled in Michigan the day before. Although I'd seen a prototype way back in November. And as big and imposing and sort of badass as the Super Duty is, the Ram has a cool feature that we're going to check out. They have a new clamshell tailgate. We'll see that in just a minute or two. This one has the Power Stroke diesel. So obviously that thing can haul, literally and figuratively. Or I mean, it can haul both in terms of towing or acceleration. So yeah, we're gonna move on from here towards the Ram. And way in the back here, in what they call truck territory, are the Ram heavy duties. But before we get there, check this out. So it folds down, but it also, if I can figure out where the switch is, it also has a clamshell opening. This one may not have it. Take a look here. There should be a release somewhere, but I don't see it. There it is. So on the bottom, it's kind of hidden. There's a release that lets you swing it out. You can also, so let's say you've got an ATV, snowmobile, that sort of thing. Now you can extend your bed. And I'm going to bend down here and see if this truck has it. It does. There's a pull-out step. So now you want to step into the bed, you got that option. So that's pretty cool. See how it goes back.
Just kick it in.
And we have Chrysler PR telling me just to.
How about let me show you?
There we go.
That, huh?
There we go. Thank you, Nick Kappa, for starring in our Facebook Live video. So yeah, that's pretty trick. Now we're gonna go check out the Ram Heavy Duties, which also have that available tailgate. And thanks to Chrysler PR for the assist. I was hitting it at the wrong spot. So as you can see, there's a test track for consumers who are shopping for heavy-duty trucks and light-duty trucks as well, to see how they can tow, how they handle challenging terrain, adverse situations. You can watch this Ram here just kind of going down the line. Although they're not towing anything at the moment. They're getting set up. It's the year of the truck so far, especially at this show. With the Super Duty and the Heavy Duty Ram and the Silverado, which was, like I said, unveiled in Michigan just a couple days ago. In the back there, we have a heavy-duty Ram way in the back, the red one with the cab lights, chassis cab. Kind of hard to see from here. We have some to the right too, the black one over here. So these are all the heavy-duty Rams. And their light-duty truck won Truck of the Year, which does not shock me because it's really, really, really good. And we have a really good example of the heavy duty right straight ahead here on the stand. I personally like the looks of this better than the Super Duty, but I don't think you can go wrong in this category if you need to tow, haul. If your living is made around a truck, I don't think you can go wrong. Ram, Ford, Chevy, they're all working on getting you what you need. If you're a contractor, a electrician, fleet guy, plumber, that sort of thing. So Ram is one of the big ones, and we're going to wander on towards Toyota, which is the last automaker on this side of the hall. There are two sides that did anything yesterday that made some news. They're straight that way, and we're going to go check them out. So what Toyota did yesterday was a little bit less newsy than the other automakers. It was mostly Toyota Racing Development, or TRD, trim for their Sequoia SUV, which is getting old and getting up there in years and really needs to be redesigned soon. And then, more importantly, for their brand new Toyota RAV4. Now, a TRD off-road package on a RAV4 seems incongruous. Most RAV4 buyers are taking them to school and not the trail, dropping their kids off, but you know, there will be buyers who want it. There will be buyers who think they can take the RAV4 off-road. We did some light off-roading with it in California in November, and it was fairly capable, but I can't imagine it being a trail truck the way that, say, a Wrangler is, or in Toyota's own lineup, a 4Runner, or the late FJ Cruiser, which they no longer sell. So we're going to check out the RAV4 TRD and the Sequoia Trd, which are back in this corner. I don't see a RAV4 TRD package, but I do see a Sequoia. And as we get closer, we might be able to see a RAV4. It's kind of hard to see from here. Toyota always has one of the bigger displays here in Chicago, and it's take up a lot of space, kind of dominate the show a little bit. And there was also, I forgot to mention, also an off-road package for the Tacoma Trd, which much less surprising, since this truck is fairly capable off-road and very popular seller. It makes a lot more sense to put an off-road package on this one than it would on a RAV4, but Toyota has decided to TRD all the things. We're stepping carefully off the stand here, and we'll walking about 10 feet towards a little more than 10 feet towards the TRD Pro Sequoia. And for some reason, there's a selfie stand, and I don't even want to think about that. That's kind of silly, but you got TRD Tacomas, Tundra, 4Runner, and then over to the right of the display, the Sequoia. And I don't know if people are going to take advantage of the selfie display, but the big thing here, off-road shocks, off-road exhaust available. So it's not even part of the package. You have to get it in addition to the package, as well as skid plate and the TRD logos and lettering. If it's up to me and I need to buy a Toyota to go off-roading, I'm buying a 4Runner, which is much more oriented towards off-road. But I have no doubt it'll be somewhat capable off-road. How capable, we'll see. And with that, we're going to sort of wrap up this side. We'll be back in a few more minutes with news from Subaru, Mazda with the Miata, and a few other surprises along the way. Check back in about 10 minutes.